I have seen a photo of Dennis Oliech circulating online in his worst state, and Kenyans are talking about this photo. Oliech is one of those people who used to have money. He was rich. He played for Harambee Stars for several years, and he was the captain. He also played in French League One, top tier or top tier, French League One. And now he retired and came to Kenya. So Oliech, after retiring, he briefly played for Harambee Stars and also Gor Mahia, and later on he retired completely. So he has been in the streets. So Oliech made a lot of money while playing as a professional footballer. At one time, Qatar offered him a chance to play for their country. They wanted him to give up or to surrender his Kenyan citizenship and get paid 200 million Kenyan shillings. At that time, it was a lot of money. But Oliech refused the money and he said he loves Kenya more than money. Now, Oliech, his mother used to have a restaurant there in Kilimani, and that restaurant was booming. It was a booming business, and even Obama ate in that restaurant when he came to Kenya. I think it was in 2015. Later on, the mother died, and Oliech spent some money, but he still had money that time. So when the photo resurfaced this week, Kenyans were worried about his situation. It seems he has fallen from grass or from grace to grass. You could just look at the trouser he was wearing, the shoes and everything. They are very cheap, and they are the same as those which are worn by the slum kids. 200 shillings, 500 shillings, not for a celebrity like Oliech. Now the problem comes. There are some issues that Kenyans are talking about. They are asking, where did he take the money, all the money he earned while he was a professional footballer? Apparently, he earned more than 500 million Kenyan shillings as a professional footballer. That is the same amount you can spend on building more than 5 apartments in Nairobi. At that time, in 2015, 2018, could even build 7 apartments, but he has none. Oliech is seen in Kawangware every day. That is where he normally spends his time. So Kenyans are asking, where did he take the money? Where? So this brings us to the topic of financial discipline. Some opportunities come once, a lifetime, and where you get a boom, a lot of money comes, several opportunities come, and then when they stop completely. That's what happened to Oliech. So in life, if you get such opportunities, when they come, know that it will not take long before they disappear. So that is the time one should invest. And that's why Kenyans are bitter about Oliech. He did not make the right decisions. Of course, they are saying he spent most of the money in treating the mother, but he did not spend all the money. Now, that time, if he had, for example, 5 apartments, that time, 5 apartments, Each apartment will even generate 300,000 shillings. And even if the mother spent 40 million, that is enough you can get from the apartments. Yeah, you could even have the apartments and spend the rent on the hospital bill. What about medical cover? You do not have. So this happens to most footballers. Their career ends at around 35 to 40. And from there, what matters, what separates you from wealth and poverty are the decisions you make at that time. Most careers are like that, even athletes, even cricketers, and many others, even basketballers. At sometimes they retire, and all the money you made. That's why those people earn a lot of money, because their lifespan or their career does not take long. 5 to 10 years, they are retired. Maximum 15 years. So all the money you earned, you have to utilize well. Even content creation, at some point, the money will disappear. Even in your employment, at some point, you'll be replaced. So you are given time to organize yourself. And in between, you are going to get challenges. You have to maneuver. You have to know how to get away from those challenges. At the same time, you invest your money. And there's also a point, something people are not even told about. It is how you help your family members. Oliech meant well for the mother, but since it's cancer, he had to take some precautionary measures in that treatment. You cannot spend, you cannot take your relative to the most expensive hospital, knowing that this disease, chances of surviving are very low. There are some hospitals in India which are very cheap, where they can get similar treatment. That's what happens. So it all goes down to financial discipline, and that's where, and that's why Kenyans are questioning, where did he take the money? Now they are suggesting the government should chip in. Yes, of course, because in other countries, if someone was a great sportsman, they are given responsibility by the Ministry of Sport, by various clubs. Right now, you could be a manager in a club, or be given a responsibility in the Ministry of Sports, or somewhere, something to keep him busy. Of course, everyone makes mistakes. Maybe made his own mistakes, but that does not make him not to get opportunities in the government or in the sports ministry. So the photo is not looking good, and Kenyans are worried.